Imagine every time you hit print, your document is subtly altered to include a secret code that could theoretically identify the machine, and potentially you. It sounds like a spy thriller plot from Alias, but it's a reality built into millions of printers worldwide through microdots and invisible ink. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on the hidden surveillance habits happening right under your nose. We'll explore how steganography is evolving beyond yellow dots, why software like PrintVisor makes tracking easier than ever, and what new standards mean for your digital privacy. By the end of this 8-minute deep dive, you'll know exactly how to spot these invisible markers and take control of your office footprint. The concept of printer tracking isn't new. It has been around since the mid-2000s when major manufacturers introduced microdots, microscopic yellow dots printed on every page without human intervention. These tiny marks, often just a fraction of a millimeter in size, contain unique identifiers that link back to the specific machine and sometimes even the user account. The logic was straightforward. If a document leaks into a corporate network or appears publicly, security teams could scan for these dots, trace them back to the source, and identify the leak instantly. For years, this was considered a necessary evil in high-security environments like government agencies and defense contractors. However, as the technology matured, it seeped deeper into consumer markets and standard office environments. The implications are staggering. Without your knowledge or consent, every invoice you print at work, every resume you submit, and every confidential memo could be tagged with a digital fingerprint waiting to be harvested by anyone with a UV light and a scanner. This isn't science fiction. It's the baseline for modern printing infrastructure designed to solve a problem that rarely materializes in everyday offices. While yellow dots were visible under blacklight, the latest advancements in steganography are rendering these tracking methods even harder to detect. As of early 2026, new standards are emerging where printers no longer rely on distinct colored markers. Instead, they embed data within the microscopic variations of letter shapes or the precise spacing between words. This technique is far more sophisticated than its predecessor. To the naked eye, a document looks perfectly normal. To a specialized scanner or an algorithm trained to detect these anomalies, it's screaming with metadata. Imagine reading a contract where the word confidential has been subtly widened by 0.4 pixels compared to standard fonts, encoding a specific serial number. This evolution means that even if you don't use UV light, your document is still being tracked. It shifts the burden of detection from simple visual inspection to complex digital forensics. Critics argue this represents an unwarranted surveillance step up, allowing entities to track document flow without any physical trace visible to the average person, making it nearly impossible for a user to know their privacy boundaries have been crossed until after the fact. Hardware tracking is one thing, but software monitoring adds another layer of opacity to this ecosystem. Tools like PrintVisor, a real-time printer monitoring solution widely used in corporate Windows environments, allow administrators to track ink levels, check statuses, and learn deep habits about printing behavior in any office. While marketed as efficiency tools for managing supply chains and reducing waste, the data collected paints a comprehensive picture of user activity. When combined with hardware tracking dots or steganographic markers, software logs create a dual-layer surveillance net. You aren't just being tracked by what is on the paper. You are being monitored by how often you print, when you print, what type of document triggers the job, and how much toner that specific user consumes. This convergence of hardware micro-identification and software behavioral analysis creates a profile so detailed it feels like invasion. It transforms the humble office printer from a utility into a node in a vast network of observation, recording every interaction with a precision that goes far beyond what most users ever anticipated when they first plugged their device into the wall socket. So, how do you reclaim your privacy without sacrificing security? The first step is detection. If you suspect your printer is using traditional microdots, shine a blue LED or UV light onto printed documents. Yellow dots will fluoresce brightly against white paper. For those newer steganographic methods, standard visual inspection won't work, but you can look for inconsistencies in font rendering and spacing across different pages from the same job. More importantly, control the source. Many modern printers offer settings to disable tracking or page numbering features entirely. Check your printer's admin panel for options labeled confidential printing, user authentication, or similar security protocols that allow you to release documents only after entering a PIN at the machine itself. This prevents unattended print jobs from being scanned and logged as easily. Additionally, consider using third-party privacy-focused printing services or open-source drivers that strip metadata before sending data to the printer. Being aware of these mechanisms puts you ahead of most people who assume their documents are safe once they hit the paper tray. Your office printer is far more than a way to get paper copies of your files. It's a potential witness to every secret you try to keep. From microdots to invisible shape variations, and from hardware markers to software monitoring, the tracking capabilities embedded in our printing ecosystem are extensive and often unnoticed. The good news is that awareness is your first line of defense. By understanding these methods, checking for UV dots, reviewing printer settings, and using secure release options, you can significantly reduce your digital footprint. If you found this eye-opening look at office surveillance useful, hit the like button to support the channel and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden systems running our daily lives. Drop a comment below telling us if you've ever noticed strange yellow dots on your documents or had any concerns about your printing habits. We want to hear from you.